2008 Honda Accord EX 4-cylinder. So we're going to remove the rear back seat to access the fuel pump, change the fuel pump out. First thing you want to do, obviously, unplug your battery. I want you to notice something on the back seat here. Okay, this is the front of the rear seat. You got these two little U-bolts right here. Okay, you have a secondary U-bolt on the driver's side, okay, which corresponds to a bolt on the back of the floor panel. So let's just kind of take a quick peek at this. There's the cover for the fuel pump. We haven't pulled that off yet. We're going to do that in a second. Your passenger side seatbelt harness bolt, 14 millimeter. Right side rear seat, 14 millimeter. And the 10 millimeter bolt, which corresponds to that U clamp, we'll call it, on the rear of the back seat. The two clips, one on the passenger side, one on the driver's side. In order to release the U clamp, you just pull that forward and it lifts right out. Really easy. Okay, so we're removing the fuel pump cover. Real simple. You can see where the access points are here. All you do is turn these to the left or right so that it corresponds to the position where it allows it to release. Pull that up. It has a simple standard Honda clip for the electrical. You just compress that in and pull straight up. That pulls out. For the fuel line, very simple clip. You just compress this together and pull the fuel line straight back. That pulls that off. Make sure you clean this off as much as you can. I'm doing this in my parking lot, so I don't have a lot of tools. So in a pinch, I'm using a little dust buster. If you have like computer compressed air where you clean out your keyboard, you can use that in a pinch. If I had some, I probably would. So basically, you're going to take a screwdriver and a hammer, and counterclockwise, lefty-loosey, you're going to drive that into these little notches here to loosen it up, and then we're going to pull that out. After removing the cover, again, using a screwdriver, I used a 5-pound sledgehammer, and the reason I did, the weight is not important, but it helps if you have a larger base to hit the back of the screwdriver. Real simple, doesn't take a lot of effort. What you want to do is, there's a ton of dirt in there. So what I did was I took an attachment for my little dust buster, the one with the brush on it. You could use like a small paint brush, you know, basically push it all to one side, which is what I did. And now I'm going to pick up that last little bit. I actually had that pretty full, which was pretty incredible considering, I mean, this is an enclosed area, but there was a lot of dirt in there. So I'm going to pick up the last little bit right now. So this is the new unit right here, the old unit. I'm just matching it up. I had to attach the piece, just wanted to make sure everything looks the same. This I just slid over the top, real simple. There's the cap with a little seal right here, which is going to go clockwise to tighten when we pull it out. This pulls out from the tank literally straight up. You might have to twist it a couple of times to loosen it up. Let me show you the tank real quick. So when removing the dirt, and this is the reason I'm bringing this up, when removing the dirt, you can see that the lip here is really high. It's almost an inch high, so you don't have to be perfect when you're removing the dirt. I mean, get the big stuff, but you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, installation of the fuel pump. I put it right down inside. Again, this seal right here goes inside the lip, And what you do is you're going to have to tuck it in because it's brand new, and then you're going to have to force it down the springs on the side of the unit. We'll look at the old one here. Those compress down, so don't get freaked out if it's taller than your tank and you're like, oh my god, I got the wrong part, I got everything apart, I got to put this old thing back in. No, you're just going to push that down so that the spring compresses, okay? Okay, just as a little editor's note, so the unit, okay, it's going to push all the way down. It's going to seat properly. It's going to be a little difficult at first, but once you get it down there, you're going to feel it slip down into position. And then you're going to be holding this and putting this clamp on at the same time. So that's a little bit difficult, but just be patient. Don't start throwing the 5-pound sledgehammer anywhere. You can see that I'm actually using the 5-pound sledge. I have rubber band on the fuel hose, and this is holding it out of the way because this thing is annoying. Make sure you have something that you can hold that back. Make sure this is in a position to where the fuel line is going to set properly. The clip is in the proper position as well. We're going to tighten this down again, righty-tighty, and then we're going to start putting everything back together. Another little editor's side note. My unit did not come with the retaining clip. I had to pull it off of the old one. Be very careful, that thing is very fragile. Okay, the installation is complete. We just have to plug in the clip and reverse the order of taking everything apart. Oh look, a dime. And then we're going to be done. That's a good thing too. It probably took me about 2 hours to do this. Might take you a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. I had a lot of problems with these bolts because they were rusted bad, so I've been dumping WD-40 on there. I'm going to put some Never Sees on there when I put the bolts back on. Yeah, fairly easy job, not very complex. The 2008 Honda Accord. You don't have to access the trunk. You don't have to take the back part of the seat off. All you got to do is take the bottom of the seat off. Easy peasy. Have a good time.